TJ, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching. Hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your day, if it is morning time. We are starting a morning stream. We're going to be watching the CPI report that should be dropping, I believe, this morning. I didn't even check. Yeah, I believe it's going to be dropping at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to be waiting for that. Right now, the markets, Bitcoin's trying to make a move here. Right now, we're at 83,000. We did just jump up to about 83,003 before getting slightly rejected. So we're going to see how this plays out. Go over a couple other things that are going on right now across the macro space and kind of just see how this day is going to start off, guys. Because if you can see a lot of things that are going on right now, we'll talk about the tariffs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, just because of the movement that it's making on the markets right now, you can see obviously Bitcoin is starting to retrace slightly just because we are getting close. The CPI report is going to be dropping in about 20 minutes, about 19 minutes from now. So we're going to see fluctuations in the market as of now because right now, no one knows exactly what's going to happen, right? As far as the CPI report, we have obviously the tariffs that, mainstream media is scaring everybody in regards to thinking that the inflation is going to just go crazy. But I don't think, even if that was the case, I don't think we'd see it on this actual CPI report because remember, this is going to be based off of last month's report. So I don't think any of that stuff's really going to take into effect. Right now, forecasts for core inflation year over year, previous was 3.3. Previous was 3.3. Forecast is at 3.2. So it's looking like they're anticipating a tick down. And then same thing for core inflation month over month. We're looking from previous 0.4 to 0.3%. And then inflation year over year, year over year from 3% down to 2.9%. So every indicator is showing that it should be coming down as far as inflation, even if it's very small. So if that's the case, usually that will mean that we should see some upward movement with the charts as far as a good reaction for that report. So we'll see how this plays out. I did close yesterday, especially my members, you guys know, been leverage trading like crazy, been doing fantastic. We've been talking about this all on the member streams. If you guys are ever looking into getting into leverage trading, which is very risky, but we do cover it pretty much all the time, multiple times throughout the week on trades for our members. So make sure you guys hit that join button. It is under $5. And a lot of my members have been hitting me up on the Discord, letting me know that they're doing really well in regards to trades for leverage. So right now, just because the markets haven't been doing the best doesn't mean that you necessarily can't make money, right? But on the flip side, we were talking about this, I think, was it not yesterday, the day before the stream? In my opinion, right now, you guys, all of us, are given this golden opportunity. I know it's scary out there. Fear and greed index right now is still holding strong at an extreme fear at 19. But in my opinion, on some of these projects right now, you guys are getting bear market prices, right? During a bull market, right? It is common during a bull market to see crypto go into a bearish space temporarily. Sometimes it can be a week, two. Sometimes it can be 3 months during a bull market where it feels like we're in a bear market. A lot of downward movement in the charts, and then out of nowhere we shoot up, making new all-time highs because we're not in a bear market yet, guys. You'll know when we're in a bear market. You'll know. Not yet, in my opinion. So with a lot of these projects right now, particularly, we're going to cover tonight on the member stream some of my top picks, but if you really just roll the dice and put crypto projects on a dice and just roll it and be like, all right, I'm buying that one, you're most likely going to be getting a good entry point on pretty much anything right now, or some awesome dollar cost averaging prices, in my opinion, for right now. So with that being said, Bitcoin dominance has been holding pretty strong. Obviously, when you have risky time in the market, you're going to see Bitcoin dominance usually stay pretty strong, and it's been definitely holding that right now at around 62%. You can see this upward trend started back in the bear market back in 2022. Bitcoin dominance has been spiking. We did break out slightly, and this is when we saw a brief mini altcoin season where alts were going crazy. This was just 6 months ago, but since then, obviously, with a lot of the risky stuff going on, or the risky environment that we're in, right? For not just crypto, but across the whole investing space with stock markets, you're talking about everything right now. Risk on assets have been, just basically selling off because the market is spooked, right? With that being said, you can see we've continued to stay on this upward trend for Bitcoin dominance. So you guys already know Bitcoin dominance, not a terrible thing. Obviously, when you're invested in other things other than Bitcoin, you want to see dominance come down, right? We don't necessarily want to see Bitcoin's price come down, but you want to see Bitcoin's dominance come down, because that usually means that money's flowing from Bitcoin over into a lot of alts, or it means that a lot of money maybe is just flowing into alts, not particularly just Bitcoin, right? There's multiple different kind of investors, right? There's people that just jump out of the market when it gets like this, right? They just jump out of the market. They don't want to be involved. You have people that are move from smaller projects, and I will say in this case like Solana, XRP, even Ethereum, right? They'll move out of those projects and put their money into either stable coins, or they'll put them into Bitcoin right now. And that's why you're seeing dominance staying elevated from where it's at right now. So it is what it is. Guys, make sure you guys slap that like. We're trying to get some more people onto the channel here. I appreciate you guys. TJ's in the house. Eduardo said, "Lion to the moon, can't stop it." All right. Jake, the pump before the dump. My boy, he's basically every pump that we see for right now, he's like, this, I'm not falling for it. And every pump that we've seen in the last 2 months, that's exactly what happens, right? But Jake, eventually it's gonna pump, and you're not gonna see these massive dumps right behind it, bro. Eventually we are gonna get back up and running, and the markets are gonna get back to being bullish, and grandma's gonna be calling you asking if she should buy in on Shiba or one of the meme coins. We'll be back there. But as of now, we're not there anywhere close to there right now. But you can see for the daily on the crypto space, for the bubbles, I mean, top 100 projects look pretty damn good, pretty green across the board. And I'm anticipating, guys, that when we do finally, when we finally get, just some more bullishness in the market, because you can't say that all the news that's been coming out recently is not bullish. It's been very bullish. It's really just the macro, the tariffs, and other small little other things that are going on that are keeping investors kind of scared, right? And then you have retail, with paper hands that are selling behind the big investors that are selling off. So it's a cascade event, right? But regardless, what I'm anticipating is that when we start moving back up and the markets start running again, you're going to see, you're going to see some faces being melted in regards to a lot of these alts. I think just looking at like today, right? Today, nothing even crazy, right? But you're seeing, little meme coins like Sneak that's on ADA up 14%. You're seeing Beam 12%. You're seeing, Akash Network 24%. A lot of these projects they're just waiting to bounce like crazy because they've lost so much liquidity and the market cap has come down so much that it's not going to take much for these things to at least just 2x, within days when the markets actually get back to being bullish. So expect when we do whenever we finally get back to being bullish and Bitcoin is eyeing, 95, 100,000 and it's not just a fake out and we're actually moving up there, expect alts to just go freaking insane that first few weeks as they try to regain a lot of the losses that we've seen in the last few weeks and really the last couple months. So we have about 12 minutes until the CPI report drops. So we'll stay busy until then. I am expecting some big fluctuations as we get close to in the next few minutes, in my opinion. Let's see here on Twitter. Excuse me. Let's see. Look how a lot of these people, I've been calling it for a while, a lot of these people are basically comparing 2025 to 2021. And you guys know, been calling this for the last freaking 4 months now. I feel like that we are basically going right. We're in the same kind of spot that we've seen in 2021 as in now in 2025. In 2021 was basically the end of the bear market, right? I'm sorry, the end of the bull market, but we saw a massive run. This right here is so funny because you go back 2-3 months ago when Bitcoin hit 80K, look, everybody's freaking so happy. Now Bitcoin comes back to retrace 80K and look, it's all over with, right? It's so funny. Looking to see if Twitter comes with anything going on right now. Pray for a CPI rally to 88K. You hear this? Ash Crypto. Pray for a CPI rally to 88K. Could. Now, I did tell you guys I closed my long that I had open yesterday. I did close it at around 83.4 when we spiked at one of these. I had been doing my thing with my leverage down here. I knew we were going to get some kind of a bounce. So I ended up closing. I said yesterday in the Discord it was at 15%, but it was actually at 30 something percent that I closed it at. So a nice little move as far as that long. As far as crypto news for today, I do see, if you guys remember that big hack that happened for Bybit, you guys can see the same group, this North Korean group, Lazarus, targets Solana and Exodus wallets, infecting hundreds of software investors. So just be cautious out there, guys. Be cautious. They're literally just trying to attack anything they can as far as with crypto right now. Trying to get in. I mean, it even kind of scares me in regards to keeping any kind of liquidity on wallets right now, just because these hackers, and it's really from these North Korean Lazarus groups, they're like literally just going and hitting big swaths of targets in the crypto space. I mean, it's nothing new, but it's just when you read something like that, like they're going after Solana and wallets, you know, it kind of hits close to home where I'm like, oof. Miles, what's going on, brother? The U.S. SEC postpones approval decisions for several crypto spot ETFs. So we did cover this whenever it dropped, probably a few weeks back, I believe, where they're supposed to be making a decision by October. I don't know if they maybe pushed that down a little bit further down the road in regards to ETFs for, it looks like for XRP, Litecoin, Solana, and Dogecoin right now. So if you notice, it really didn't. Let me look at the Solana. Excuse me, my allergies are absolutely killing me right now. Solana, I mean, this is the daily, so it's going to look absolutely horrendous. But I mean, from where it bottomed out with Solana at around 112, which was a good buy right there, you can see it really, this news really hasn't affected Solana or probably XRP because of the fact that, you know, it was already down the road in regards to in October. So, I mean, them delaying it a few extra months really isn't really going to affect, you know, the current market right now. So looking to see if they have any news. I know for as far as the tariffs right now, we did get word that I believe Canada is going to be, I think they're going to be postponing the tariffs in regards to what's coming across to America. So I'm guessing that the leaders of both countries are talking right now. So hopefully we can get that resolved, because if you guys are living under a rock, that's pretty much why the market is where it's at right now, right? It's the tariffs from Canada, or the tariffs from America to Canada, Canada to America, and same thing with Mexico and China, right? So we want to get all this stuff resolved as soon as possible. If that does happen, the markets are absolutely going to rip. Did you guys see for Chronos, Mary got listed onto crypto.com? I believe it was yesterday. They got listed. They did have a nice little spike as far as that move, but anybody could have called this that big move was going to be a big sell-off. 300% in the last couple of days it shot up because it got listed onto crypto.com. But you can see since then it has retraced a big amount, and that's just because you normally see this. It's down 50% from that high. You normally do see this kind of move whenever anything gets listed onto a big exchange, right? Especially coming from just strictly DeFi over to a big exchange. You'll usually see these big spikes, and then you'll see a big sell-off, because you have a lot of people that have possibly been buying in, that have been holding, right, with waiting for news like this, or you have people that are just kind of FOMOing in and then selling off, making small gains or whatever the case is. But on top of that, as of yesterday, the market, we're still in a spot where the market's not doing the best, right? So, I mean, this is all going to be short-lived, as far as with the markets, because any kind of pump right now is going to probably follow with some kind of a dump with alts, because until we can get the confidence back into the market, all these big movements are most likely going to be short-lived if you do see any, right? So on the watch list, I'm looking to see, we have Loaded Lions on crypto.com or on Chronos doing very well. This thing has been steadily moving really well, even during the time right now. Myro's up 3% for the day. Manicki's up 3%. Hell yeah. I'll take it. Call. Miles with the call. Let's see here. You guys know with call. Actually, let me pull up the other chart. Man, down here in Florida, the freaking pollen has gotten so bad because it's starting to warm up and it's like dry, so, and then it's fall, or not fall, but it's like spring, but all the freaking leaves are falling down here. It hasn't been fun. So with call particularly, I've been definitely taking advantage of these moves. I said this the other day on the other stream. 4 minutes until the CPI report, guys. 4 minutes. With call particularly, I've been basically taking advantage of these moves where if we drop to the 20 or below, I've definitely been buying a big bag, and then usually we'll see at some point some kind of a big move towards the upside. And I know these don't look like big moves, but I mean, from that 20 mark just to right there, you're talking about a 54% gain. So you're doubling your money on these moves right here, So, excuse me, been definitely taking advantage. I think that 20 mark, regardless if you're long-term or short-term on call, is a good spot, in my opinion, or below. So buy zone for me is going to be that 20, 21 area, somewhere around there or below, is a good spot for accumulation, in my opinion, for call. And I am expecting call to see some kind of a massive bounce when the market, gets back up and being healthy. Market cap right now is at $17 million, guys. This thing is poised to have a massive run at some point whenever, the market allows it. Another project that's kind of, I'm not invested in and I haven't been buying in. We did buy in on the channel a while back when this thing first dropped, was Crab. I personally have been staying the hell away from it. It did, break out of nowhere, came back to life. But like I called it like a week ago, this thing is slowly but surely going back to the abyss. And how you can tell is the volume is back down to like basically nothing. And you can see there's only, for the last 24 hours, there's only been 14 people that have invested or bought or sold the project. So it usually tells you that it's dying back down, right? And the hype is kind of fall down. So I'd be cautious in regards to jumping in on that project, particularly. Nothing against it whatsoever. So what do we have? We have 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. And I'm actually going to go into the 1 minute on here because it makes it more intense. It really does. That's what she said, right? But it makes it more intense. So whenever the CPI report drops, hopefully we'll see some big movement here. Now, for me personally, like I said, I did close my leverage trade, my long, just because I don't like keeping positions open during like days like this, like CPI report or when Jerome Powell's speaking, stuff like that, where the markets are going to fluctuate like crazy, or something could be said, or something can happen. Like the CPI report comes in high today. If I had a long open, the CPI comes out high today, you're going to see Bitcoin crater, right? Versus if we see the CPI report come out, if we see it meet the forecast numbers of 3.2, meaning it came down from 3.3 down to 3.2, what it's forecast, and same thing with core 3.3 from 0.4, or on year over year from 3% down to 2.9. If we see that drop, we're going to see a move towards the upside for sure. It's going to be dramatic. But if it does come out the other way, it's going to be the same thing where we're going to see a dramatic move towards the downside. So you can see on the 1 minute, you can see the moving averages are getting close to themselves. That means the trading is getting real fine. I will say we have 1.5 minutes. You can see a slight maybe W pattern that's formed on the 1 minute right here. So this could potentially mean, I don't know what it is, but a lot of times One has to be. I'm reading what Davey said. A lot of times, like right before, like right now, we have 45 seconds. The market will start reacting. It's almost like people are getting the news a little bit before other people, right? And obviously, it wouldn't be surprising. So we'll see. Right now, 83,100 CPI reports literally dropping in like 20 seconds, guys. Here we go. See how it's moving? Let's see. I'm so nervous, guys. I'm so nervous. Remember, we're on the 1 minute, so I know this is why we're on the 1 minute, because it makes it look dramatic. Nice move towards the upside. Look at this fluctuation. It is not 8:30 yet. It is not 8:30. People are like getting in, getting out. What's happening? Let's see. The news. It is 8:30. Look at this. CPI report probably dropped. All right. Oh, CPI report dropped, guys. Look at this. It dropped down to it went down to 2.8. Bitcoin just jumped up to 84K, just like that. So look at this. the CPI report came lower than expected, which was good, right? So you can see 2.8. It was forecast to be at 2.9. Core inflation forecast to be at 0.2. It's at 0.2. I'm sorry, it was forecast to be at 0.3. It's at 0.2. And then you have core inflation year over year. It was forecast to be at 3.2, coming from 3.3, and it dropped at 3.1 right there, guys. Look at that. Massive 1 minute candle. Remember, this is a 1 minute candle, so we're seeing the dramatic moves. Now, this is going to fluctuate, right? You're going to probably see Bitcoin. We might even run up to freaking some of these resistance levels at 85.7. We easily could, but we're going to see up and down movement because we still have stuff on the back end where the market is still kind of a little bit weary. So people right now that don't even know the CPI report is dropping right now might be looking for an exit just because everybody else has been selling, right? So they might be looking at, oh my God, Bitcoin just spiked, I'm going to sell, right? So you're going to see a lot of just back and forth going on right now. But you can see as of now, Bitcoin did run up to about 84,400, and we're seeing somewhat of a small retracement right now. And I'm guessing that this is how the market is going to be for the next hour at least, because obviously in less than an hour, about 59 minutes, we're going to have the U.S. market opening up as far as the stocks. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I want to see, let's go over to the S&P futures right now. Oh, S&P futures is up right now. It's up right now. So I'm guessing that the stock market is most likely going to open up in the green as well, which would be awesome because that'll kind of drive, the crypto space or Bitcoin higher as well. So yes, Davey, the CPI report is positive necessarily just because what we saw, the inflation technically for last month and year over year is down more than they even forecast, right? So definitely a good thing as far as this, because this is going to give Jerome Powell, it's going to give him a little bit more ammo because we have the Fed FOMC meeting dropping in a week from now, literally from a week from today. We have the FOMC meeting dropping, and right now the market is calling for a 97% pause in interest rates, right? The market's going to do really well, and the market moves positively when interest rates are lower, right? So whenever something like this, a pause, or if they were to increase interest rates like we saw years ago, that's bad for the market, right? Well, we obviously want to see them reduce the interest rates. So something like this can give them a reason why, okay, well, you know what? Inflation has been coming down, right? This is their train of thought. Core inflation has come down, and this one particularly coming down 2 ticks. They were only expecting 1 tick from 3.3 to 3.2. We came down to 3.1. So I mean, it was a bigger move than they expected. I still don't anticipate them deviating from the pause that we're probably going to see, but this could give them, like I said, the following FOMC meeting, which would be 6 weeks from next week, we could see them potentially start reducing interest rates again, which would be positive for the markets. So if you guys are just joining, welcome. Hit the like. We just got the CPI report coming in beautifully. We were expected to see core inflation month over month at 0.4. We came in at 0.2. Inflation rate year over year, we were previous 3% forecast to be at 2.9. We actually came in at 2.8, so 2 ticks lower. And then core inflation year over year, 3.3% was previous, forecast at 3.2. We came in at 3.1, guys. So this right here, believe it or not, was probably one of the best CPI reports that we've seen as of late. So definitely very good. You can see Bitcoin, this is on the 1 minute. We did spike up to about 84,450. We are kind of retracing back as of now. We'll see how this plays out because like I said, if you look at the S&P futures for right now, we are up almost a whole percent on the S&P. Remember, the stock market has been going through it as well. This isn't just a Bitcoin thing as far as, these markets being very bearish for the last week or two or, last month. This has been across the board, right? It's been in stocks. It's been even in gold. Oil's been down. The DXY has been making new lows in as far as a 4-month low, so this has been across the board. Tesla was down 10% or 15% 2 days ago. Stuff like that. You're seeing massive tech stocks, risk on assets also being hit. So this isn't just a Bitcoin thing, right? This is across the board. So we'll see how this plays out for today. But like I said, with the S&P futures being up for right now, I'm anticipating that the market at around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is less than an hour from now, we're probably going to see some more movement towards the upside. Is it going to be short-lived? We don't know, right? We did get news that Canada, right? We're not going to get political, but we have to talk about macro stuff. We did get news that Canada is not going to go through with the tariffs on the electricity part. So it seems like we're trying to find some kind of a middle ground as far as with tariffs. Hopefully they can resolve all this stuff soon, because obviously as investors, we're getting our ass handed to with these tariffs, right? So, but like I said at the beginning of the stream, beautiful DCA time that we've been in for the last few days on some of these alts. Some of these alts have been absolutely at beautiful prime spots to be accumulating, and this is something that we're going to talk about on our members only stream tonight. So Davey said Bitcoin has too many good fundamentals under it to be worried about even in a bear market. I hear you, bro. 100%. That's why, bro. That's why, when you get a gift like the last bear market where Bitcoin dropped down to 15,000, I'm so pissed that I personally didn't buy a whole Bitcoin at that time. I was accumulating a lot of other projects, which I did very well in. I didn't particularly buy Bitcoin because I was like, you know what? If I put my money into these projects, they're gonna probably give me better returns, which they pretty much did, but I look back and I'm like, bro, you could have bought a few Bitcoin potentially at 15K. We're probably never going to see that again. Right. And that's how it is I'm on the same mind frame as you, is that I don't care if we are in a bear market or not. Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and it's going to do, it's always going to be that store of value, digital store of value. Right. So Dave said, I sell all coins and buy dips in Bitcoin. I hear you. Miles said CPI report came in good for the bulls. Congratulations, crypto family, and let's get it. I agree. And like I said, I'm expecting green across the board, at least when the market opens up for the stock market as well. We're going to see a nice little surge, because right now, let me see if this is, I don't know if this is giving us live. Okay. So it is pretty much live right here. So the S&P obviously is up about 0.78% right now. So, in the future. So definitely going to look good as far as opening up. Let's look at any project right now. Anything going crazy? Let's look at our bubbles. I mean, you can see across the board for the daily. right? A lot of these projects, like I said, I'm anticipating when this market actually, gets back up to being bullish again and tariffs are done and the market's back up on its run, these alts are going to freaking, even if they just need to retrace to where they were just 2 months ago, you're looking at probably 2 to 3X's on a lot of these alts right now. So, I mean, just like a day like today, you're seeing just a little bit of a retracement in Bitcoin. And look, you're seeing a lot of these meme coins. Fartcoin, damn it, Fartcoin is up 21% right now. Damn, Fartcoin will never leave us, guys. Never. Just kidding. Let's look at the hourly real quick. Fartcoin's up 12%. But you can see, nice little bounce in the market for right now. So I'm anticipating that this is probably going to continue for at least until the market opens up. And I mean the stock market. So we'll see how that plays out. Like I said, guys, we are going to have our members only stream tonight. And we're going to be talking about a lot of plays that I see as beautiful potential entry points for some of these projects that have been just beaten down, right? These are going to be the times that you're not financial advice that you're going to want to at least accumulate and get into some of these projects, because some of these projects are guaranteed 2 to 10X's on some of these projects that we've seen just get absolutely decimated. So tonight we will talk about that on our members only stream. Picoin, how is Picoin doing? I haven't checked on Picoin in like the last week or two. Where's Picoin at? Nice. It's, you know what? It's holding that $1.50, $1.60 area, right? I know you guys spiked up to, what was it, almost $3, $2.90, and you can see, but it's been consolidating at around where it's at right now. I mean, it's definitely looking good. You can tell that there's a big community behind Picoin that are, holding for the long term, right? Market cap $12 billion. I mean, that's a solid project right there. So we'll see how that plays out with Pi. Hopefully they can hold this level and potentially start running up. Davey said, not ADA, hopefully. It's a dead duck with no significant apps on blockchain and too complicated for devs with their own dev language. Miles said, remember, everyone, positivity and patience is better and paying off than negativity and depression. Hey, Miles, there we go. We have our channel therapist right there. Miles, we might need you to jump in on some of these days that we're seeing these massive sell-offs, bro, and just come in and just give us some good, we need good words like that, bro, just to kind of just, some of these days that Bitcoin's having rough patches. I appreciate the kind words, though. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to leave you guys here. Make sure if you guys are new, hit the subscribe button. We do go live pretty much every day. We do have members only streams throughout the week that I talk about my leverage trades that have been absolutely killing it. And we do cover a lot of, a full spectrum of stuff that I don't talk about on the live stream. Just little things outside the box that we do to make money and good times and bad times. So make sure you guys consider hitting that join button. Other than that, guys, be safe out there. Hopefully, when we see the stock market open up in like 45 minutes from now, we'll see a nice move towards the upside. We will be back here a little later on for our members only stream, guys. Other than that, thank you. Have a great day. Just like Miles said, focus on patience and positivity. All right, guys. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.